Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frida Liu, and I'll be your MC this morning. We'll be starting the event very soon. Meanwhile, may I request that you take your seats and try to move in so that there are no empty seats next to you. Usually people won't pay attention here, but there are some seats up front. I know it says reserved, and there's some seats there as well, and on the second row. So for those of you who have just come in, do feel free to fill in the seats up front. Thank you for your cooperation. And some administrative announcements before we begin. If you have parked in the convention center, please ensure that you validate your parking ticket at the concierge counter at the garden outside the registration counter anytime throughout the day. Parking is at a flat rate of 5 ringgit. And for our Muslim friends, please note that the prayer rooms are located on level 1. We also like to encourage you to download the Microsoft Kaizala app on your smartphone if you have not already done so. So this app will provide you with our event information such as the agenda, the speakers' profiles, exhibitor information, useful resources, and much more. And session feedback forms can also be completed on the app throughout the day. So we appreciate your feedback on the event today. You may complete the event feedback form on your phone device using Kaizala, or scan the feedback form QR code, which will be available in every track room or at the registration counter. And please show us the submission page after 4:30 p.m. at the registration counter in return for a token of appreciation from Microsoft. You'll find an activity card in your bag, so please complete the activity card correctly and get a stamp from each of the exhibitors, and all answers can be obtained from our exhibitors. And when you return the card to the registration counter before 4 p.m. today, and stay back till the end of the event to find out if you are the winner of the new Surface Pro sponsored by Microsoft. So we'll also like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for the support at the event today. They are our gold sponsors, ADS across Asia, Datacom Systems, our exhibitors, AvePoint Singapore, Chas Asia, Crayon Software Experts, Iverson Associates, KnowledgeCom, Logitech, and Shinjiru Technology. So our sponsors will be showcasing their products and solutions at Nexus One Ballroom throughout the day. Do also remember to visit our Microsoft booths at the foyer, where you'll see our new Surface family, meet our Microsoft Services consultants, and the Microsoft 365 Modern Workplace Squad. We also have a booth for you to register for our upcoming Microsoft events, as well as a booth on philanthropy, where we have a very special individual. I think you saw the video earlier. So Rachel Sue is selling her book and t-shirts. And so when you saw the video, she was born with a rare degenerative genetic condition known as Morquio syndrome. And although she stopped growing physically at 4 years old, Rachel does not allow this condition to stop her from achieving her dreams. Her treatment is expensive, though, and she has set up a trust fund to help with expenses. You can support her by buying her book, Little Book, Big Secrets, and t-shirts from her booth later, and you can also personally meet her during lunchtime at her booth as well. Do visit her booth to find out more, and we'll be starting the event. So a reminder again to turn your mobile phones off. Most of you won't, so at least turn it to silent mode. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Microsoft Cloud Summit, where we will have a first-hand look at some of the key transformative business solutions available in market today with Microsoft 365, Microsoft Azure, and Microsoft Dynamics 365. To start off, please help me welcome the Chief Marketing and Operations Officer of Microsoft Malaysia, Michal Golubiewski, on stage to say a few words. Michal.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for being with us for Microsoft Cloud Summit 2018. This is perhaps the biggest event that Microsoft is doing here, because digital transformation, cloud transformation is something that we are really committed to. This is something that we want to show you how technology can help you. Today, after those keynote sessions, we will have 5 different tracks when you can go deeper in the technology. We will have 20 sessions. We have almost 700 people registered for this event, and they are coming. So it's really, really great that this is the topic that you are interested in. This is the topic that you want to hear from us. Because world is changing. The situation is different than it was a few years ago, than it was 20 years ago, 50 years ago. When Microsoft was established 43 years ago, computer was the big device that needed huge room to be in. And no one had access to this one. No screens, no keyboards, nothing, just a big box. And then with Microsoft knew with vision of Bill Gates about delivering PC on every desk, we started to change this world. When I was 27, I got my first mobile phone. So now, can you imagine the young person without smart device in his hands? Okay, my son, everyone, each of us, when we wake up, the first thing usually what we do is to take the phone and to see what's going on. So we are connected. We are using information, we are delivering information, we are consuming information. So the world is totally different than some years ago. And that's why we need to change as well. Companies need to change as well. We need to find out how to survive in this change of the world of transformation, in the times when you need to do something differently what you did in the past. If you look back a little bit, if you look at the companies that in 1955 were in the top, in the Fortune 500, so the biggest companies in the world, the most successful company in the world, who can guess how many of them survive till now? Any suggestion, any number? What percentage? How many of them survive? How many of them are still on the market? 20%. More? Less? 5%, 10%. 11% survive. 89% of them disappeared. They didn't transform fast enough. Their internal transformation was slower than market transformation. They missed the train. They didn't jump to the train and then didn't adapt to the new world. We need to do this one because, as I said, the world is changing. And now we are living in the fourth industrial revolution. The first one was about steam power. The second one was about electricity. The third one was about computers, information. And now fourth one is about data. And it's not only about technology itself. It's not only about data, only about computers. Because it's not only, the fourth industrial revolution is touching all elements of our life, from physical, through biological, and to digital. You can imagine the driverless cars. So you can imagine robots. You can imagine 3D printings. All of those technologies are changing the way how we live, how we work, how we play. Then we talk about engineering, bioengineering, biomedicine. We live longer and longer because we have new technologies that help us to have new treatments, to understand what's going on with our body. And then, of course, digital. Of course, we talk about Internet of Things, we talk about blockchain, we talk about different disruptive business models. And again, about disruption. Disruption is something that I said that 11% of companies survive. Because on the market, we found out new companies that appeared from nowhere and changed the very well-established industries. If you look at Uber or Grab in Malaysia, so Uber is the largest taxi company without any car. They don't own any asset. Netflix, no cinemas, the biggest movie provider. Facebook, the largest content provider, social media owner without any content. They don't deliver the content, they just build the platform. Skype, okay, it's the biggest telco without any telco infrastructure. Airbnb, no any properties, the biggest the largest hospitality company. So those companies were disruptive. They jumped to the train before others. They created new technologies to change the industry. But again, if you look at them, as I say, they don't have assets. They don't have goods. Usually they don't produce anything. They have information. They use data. They collect data and then get insight from this data, and they use the data to deliver some services. Totally different business model. Totally different approach to customer. It's not about selling product, it's about delivering services, delivering something that user needs. And to understand what they need, it's about data insight. That's why each of us, we need to think how to change our business to survive, to be part of 11%, not part of 89%. And it was the same with Microsoft. Microsoft had to change. We needed to understand what is on the market, and we needed to deliver the services, the products, that will meet new needs of the customers. And we started that transformation a few years ago. First of all, we defined ourselves as Microsoft, what we want to be, how we want to exist on market. And our mission is to empower every individual and every organization on the planet to achieve more, to be more successful, to be more happy, to be more productive, to be more creative. We want you to win on this market. We want you to survive during digital transformation, during fourth industry revolution. We want to empower you. This is our mission, and of course we are doing that through technology. Today you will get more insight how we are doing that, how we can help you. But for us, it's the most important that you understand what you want to do and how you want to transform. Because now in this current world, each company has to think a little bit different. Each company somehow has to become a software company, has to become a company that have some digital services, digital products. And this is now we have to think how you want to transform your company from the third industry company to fourth industry company, Industry 4.0. Different approach. You need to think about data. You need to think about digital. So this is the biggest challenge for now in current world, how to think digital, how to think about data, how to think about insight from the data. I hope that today you will get more insight on this one. You will understand how Microsoft can help you in this one, how Microsoft can empower you to be more successful, to achieve more in the current world. And I wish you a very good day. I wish you that today you will start that journey with Microsoft and you will understand what you should do next. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michal. We'll now move on to a very exciting part of this morning's presentation, where you'll see firsthand how Microsoft solutions can help your organization move ahead to embrace digital transformation. Please put your hands together for the General Manager of Enterprise Commercial, Microsoft Asia Pacific, Ricky Kapoor, to deliver our keynote on enabling digital transformation beyond boundaries.
Thank you and good morning. Thank you, Michael. Michael talked about what's happening in the world around us, which I'm sure all of you are experiencing today, already inside your organizations. Let me go one level deeper and really talk about what are the forces that are creating this digital opportunity. There are three major technological advancements that have been happening over the last 15 years, I would say, maybe even longer, that have actually all come together at one point in time now over the last few years, bringing this explosive opportunity to each of us, to our communities, to our companies, to our countries. And it's actually important that everyone spends the time to understand what these three advancements are.